Alrighty, so everyone, welcome to Bad Moon Bayou. Uh, Many of you have sent me at least a sentence of backstory, which is my bare minimum for tonight. But those who have not sent me at least a sentence of backstory, please send me one now in Discord. That'd be excellent. Um, in the meantime, I think we had said starting gold is going to be what you roll 1d10 and then times that by 10, and you'll get your starting
By 100. Woo!
by 100. Woo! No need to adventure. We're already rich. And we'll just go through. Why don't we start with introductions? Cece, you're the first on my list, so if you want to start.
For my character?
Let's start with yourself as a human. Preferred name, pronouns, and then who you're going to be playing, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of actually introducing your characters in a bit.
Okay. Well, you can call me Cece. I go by Caution Cat. I have been doing D&D for a very long time. I'm in Misha's campaign and Rob's campaign, so this is the first time I've been in Heather's campaign. My pronouns are Annie. I am ambivalent to what you call me. Just don't call me a bitch unless you have a reason to. But that's under extreme circumstances. I'll be playing Anise Roxanne. She is a dragonborn rogue. Her thing is, I was gonna play her for a one-off, so I kind of rehashed her for this, so I can finally play her. She is going to be interesting to play.
Okay. Okay, Jill. Or Jay. Introduce yourself with what you would prefer to be called.
Sure. So I'm Jill. I do go by Jay in most online things, so I generally respond to either. I was in Heather's last campaign, and that was my first campaign, and I was in John's that was running up till the end. Was it end of last year now, John? It's a while ago.
Yeah, somewhere's around that.
So that one I kind of joined. Both of them I joined fairly far in. So this is kind of like the first time I'm at the beginning of a campaign going in. I have only really played rogues barring one-shots, but this character kind of took over my plan. So we'll see how this bard thing goes. Did I miss anything, Heather? There was a list.
Pronouns.
She, her.
Okay. Jeff?
Cool. I'm Jeff. I'm new here. Played in a whole bunch of games, DM'd a whole bunch of games. Go by they them, and I'm a big D&D nerd. And excited to get a new game with some new friends. I played in a Strahd one-shot that Heather DM'd last October. That was a bunch of fun. Um, yeah, happy to be here. Oh, and I'm playing a Hawthorne, a goblin druid, a SARS goblin druid.
Okay, great.
And I'll promise to take, and I promise that I will not make a goblin D's nuts joke. Promise.
You gotta make it at least 3 times.
I was gonna say, I was gonna make it at least once.
Well, then you're in violation of your goblin contract. Union won't have any of that.
Mish, you're up.
Right as I took a gulp of water. I am Michelle, also go by Mish, Mitch. I'm almost largely ambivalent to whatever name I go by.
Just not Mike.
Yeah, just not Mike. I get that way too much. Pronouns he, him. I've DM'd a lot. I've played a lot. I've been through a large campaign with Heather, a short campaign with Heather, and looking forward to trying out my new character, Helios, the Celestial Soul Sorcerer. How does a tiefling get a divine soul? Helios doesn't know. It's probably not important. Also, their pronouns are they, them.
Okay. John.
Yep, I go by John. He, him. I've been playing D&D for a long time. I was also in Heather's long campaign. Heather's been in one of my campaigns. Played with Jill. Played with Mish forever. Just a dude who likes D&D, I guess. And I will be playing Darren Jax, the Dampier X-Blade.
Fun trivia fact. John was the one that introduced me to D&D.
Was I?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh.
at least for 5e. My first long-term
Oh,
campaign.
yeah. 5e, yeah.
It did not crumble into itself for the first time.
Yes. Actually, fun fact, you're the first campaign I've ever played from start to finish. So.
It's mutual. All right, Jim.
Actually.
Jim, you're up.
I am Jim. Most people know me as Bowden. Pronouns he, him. I've been playing D&D for off and on about 35 years, as we've just found out recently when we came across a middle school yearbook and found a photo that I forgot had been taken of me in the Dungeons and Dragons Club at the yearbook photo.
Wow.
Yeah, way back when. I am playing my second turtle. I like turtles. This one's slightly different. And very different from my last character. I cannot guarantee the accent's going to stay or is going to stay in one accent. I'm going to try, but it's Professor Turi. And going to be interesting. He's going to play an artificer battlesmith.
Okay.
I'd just like to make a comment that, Jim, your first turtle, I absolutely adored.
I still
Yes.
love that character. I hope to play him again someday.
All right. I believe you all are starting at Mama June's. Did anyone decide that they wanted to start at the dry dock instead?
I'm good with Mama June's. I don't know if I actually typed in to chat.
Nope, I got nothing about your character whatsoever.
Yep, I just sent you my one sentence quick one. Because I was like still coming up with this literally last night.
It's okay. I finished Anissa's artwork yesterday, so I've been procrastinating a little bit. But I also had the cram because Mish told me in a week or two, and Heather told me Tuesday.
I said within the next week or two.
You still said week or two. You
Within.
do that
Tuesday
for
is
somebody with
within.
ADHD.
I had vacation, Brent. Leave me alone.
Okay. So you all, let's say you all wake up at Mama June's. Who's an early riser? Who's helping with breakfast? Who is lounging in the parlor or on the expansive wraparound porch? I believe you all have a map to reference as to where you're at. You're at Junebug's house, which is Mama June's house now.
I'm good with helping with breakfast. That generally helps defray costs.
I believe Professor is sitting on a large, we'll say a large metal couch for right now. We'll call it a large metal couch on the porch.
Hawthorne, she scurried up. She got a cup of incredibly black coffee, or made one herself, sprinkled who knows what in it, and then scrambled onto the top of a bookshelf that was not intended to be used as furniture, but it is now.
Hawthorne, can you roll me a D100? I want to see what you sprinkled onto this.
If I can remember which of these dice are D100s. I have this
Just
dice
roll
tray, but I never...
2d10 and decide which one's the 10s.
Here we go. Yeah, I have all these dice here, and I never remember what they are until it's too late. That's a 3. 0-3.
0-3. Boy, yeah, that's the spicy coffee. You're pretty sure you grabbed hot sauce.
She likes it.
She would.
She likes it, and is just sipping it wide-eyed, and not making conversation.
Barring anyone coming to wake them up, Helios will sleep as long as anyone allows them to.
Annis is an early riser, and Annis enjoys making friends and making things cost less money, so she will definitely be helping with breakfast at the crack of dawn. She may or may not be awake before Junebug is.
How long have you been staying at the boarding house, would you say?
I would say I rolled around maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so yeah, you know the morning routine at this point. So I would say you have found special joy in collecting eggs from the chicken coop. They are particularly weird and vicious chickens. Some of them are not normally good colors. Like there's a bright green chicken. We just don't ask questions, though.
My sleight of hand is very good, and most of the time these chickens don't even know their eggs are gone.
Perfect. Eggs cooking, sausage frying, and toasting in the oven. Breakfast is beginning to be laid out.
I think as the scent of breakfast wafts through the house, that's going to get Helios's nose twitching.
Hawthorne scrambles off of the bookcase that she turned into a chair, and will sits at the table of the corner, and she's an obvious bundle of nerves. has like an obvious kind of jittery energy to her as she sits down.
Look at you. You're just a jittery little thing, aren't you? Maybe you shouldn't have had all that coffee.
I was going to be jittery either way. Coffee just makes me awake.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Jeez.
Do you guys want to describe your characters?
So, Annis, or Anise, she doesn't really care how you pronounce her name. She is a 6'5" tall black dragonborn. She has full lips. She has many piercings. She has a studded collar around her neck. She has gray markings and patches of lighter scales along her face and arms. She wears a short sleeved blouse underneath a hooded vest, leather vest, with embroidery around the trim. She has some basic slacks, nothing too special, and she doesn't particularly like wearing shoes very often, but she'll wear sandals if she has to.
Hawthorne is about 3 feet tall, dark green skin, large ears and black matted hair, or black like a thick black hair, that's kind of a curly mop on top of her head. And she's just wearing a black shirt, or a black blouse, and I think like just trousers for being out and about. And she looks like she looks a little her eyes are she has wide eyes, and like noticeable bags under her eyes, like she didn't get much sleep last night. And I think maybe looks like it's been a minute since she's hit the showers. His girl spends too much time outside. Forgets that people prefer you to not be dirty.
Professor Churi pretty much always has the same outfit on, to the point that you think he's probably got like 3 or 4 of the same outfit. It's kind of a crushed velour green outfit with a bright green tie, and this is all under a leather, let's call it an apron with pockets all in it, and let's call it welding gloves, yet they're fingerless. And he's got a kind yet old for a turtle face. And he's not your typical turtle, because most turtles are not quite as, we'll say, dragonish looking. His family are kind of more along the lines of a snapdragon turtle, which most people have never seen. But he's always working on something. He's always got something in his hand, some little project. And you'll notice there's always something crawling on him. This little metal crab that's crawling up and down his arm, goes behind his back. And every now and then you might hear a little creak. And then it'll come back around the front. He's also sitting on this big metal, looks like a couch. Every now and then he'll reach down with some tools, and he'll come back up, and he'll be working on something in his hand again. And he's kind of absentmindedly talking to the thing that's crawling on his arm occasionally.
So Darren is often by himself in a corner somewheres, wall to his back. As he sits there, he has short black hair. His skin is whiter than, paler than you would notice from most people. His pupils are dilated all the time. He wears a cloak, black cloak at his back, where you can just barely see the handle of his sword. He has a what looks to be a metal plate on his chest. He has he's kind of himself scraggly looking, almost like he doesn't care about his look. And that's Darren.
What's Helios doing?
I think once the sense of breakfast has gotten strong enough, and they realize that food is being prepared without them, they are going to kind of jolt awake and in kind of like a violent spasm on the bed that winds up tangling them in their sheets and followed promptly by a thump on the floor as they fall out. With a cry of I'm up, don't eat without me, I'm up, I'm coming, I'm here, I'm awake. And they're going to spend a few minutes scrambling to get dressed before rushing downstairs, afraid that they might miss out on a breakfast meal. Helios is probably paler than Darren on account of the fact that they are a white tiefling. Complete alabaster colored with hair that fades kind of to blue and blue horns. They dress in kind of a long hem tunic with a vest over it and kind of a blue cloak, short cloak tied about their shoulders. They move around with kind of a quick kind of energy, not nervous or anxious, just, okay, now they're up, now there's stuff to do, and they are always wanting to do stuff. So upon scrambling downstairs and realizing that breakfast has not yet been served, they are going to seek out June to help set the table. Because they're used to staying in a place like this, and they're used to doing chores, and now that they're up, they want to help out.
Okay. Mama June is a small woman. She has not clarified if she's human or not. That seems to be a bit up in the air. All you know is that she is bigger than a gnome. Maybe about dwarf height, but not quite built like that. No one quite knows what the hell she is. No one's rude enough to ask. She is kind of, she has a special, like, her kitchen is sized for her, so she doesn't mind it at all. And she is busy cooking. She will wave you off towards the china cabinet where there is, of course, the dishes for the meal.
Helios is also 5'6", so they are not particularly tall.
Mama June's probably 4'7", 4'8". Like, so you still got a foot on her.
Feels appropriate. I will happily head over to the china cabinet and start pulling out dishes and forks and knives and goblets, and at first starting to load myself up with a little too much, then realizing I've got a bit too much, and I spend a minute kind of adjusting my balance before I take things out to the table.
Let me take some of that off your hands. And Annis will come over and help Helios, who is over encumbering themselves with plates and really doesn't want to see any smashed.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hurry will feel a tink, 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 tink on his shell. And crab, turn around, get up, walk in. Oh, yes, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, geez, I lost the accent already. Here, let me help. I'll figure it out some other week. Oh, yes, let me help. Starts taking the dishes.
Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, sure. And Helios winds up with like one dish in their hands. Oh, well, all right then.
Hawthorne has been eating this entire time. She did not wait. She did not wait for other people to join. She has bad table manners.
Hawthorne didn't wait for plates.
No, Hawthorne is currently eating a sausage with her bare hands. She is disposed with cutlery.
Rowan, what are you up to?
Muted, maybe?
Who did you ask?
Rowan?
Okay.
Okay, so Rowan, character description, is somewhere on that spectrum between half elf leaning more towards the elvish side. Long, dark hair, brown eyes. Not particularly remarkable for what she looks like. She's got some basic armor over some cotton linen dress in various shades of medium to dark blue. And she, as she's working in the kitchen, is like basically doing the prep work for Mama June, because it's Mama June's kitchen. She's not getting in the way, but she can, chop vegetables or whatever. And she's humming under her breath like the entire time she's doing any of this, if she's not speaking. And when she moves around the kitchen, it's almost like she's half dancing as she kind of like swirls to where she's going. She's only 5'4", so she's not particularly tall either. And there is definitely a loot leaning up in the corner as it's out of the way, but close enough that she can grab it at basically a moment's notice.
I think whenever Helios passes by Rowan as Rowan is dancing through the kitchen, Helios will likewise adopt a little dancing dodge around her.
That definitely gets a grin.
Okay. Now you all know that you have to sit at the table in order to eat breakfast. There's one rule. Like, plates not required, forks not required. You have to sit at the table, though.
Minimum mana requirements. Got it.
Minimum mana requirements are you have to sit at the table.
He makes towards the end of the table since he is a tad wide and spiky.
I think Helios ends up. They're not the last one to sit down because they want to make sure everything is neat and set on the table as well, but one of the last people to sit down, so they probably get stuck with one of the worst seats at the table.
Annis doesn't care. She'll wait until everyone's seated, pick a spot out for herself, and just start serving herself.
Darren remains in the corner.
Yo, Broody, are you gonna eat or what? Come on. Come on. I know you want to have some. This sausage is fresh. She got it from the market this morning. Come on. Come on. There's still space right here. Come on.
Helios is already stuffing their face. Oh, sorry.
Or speak with your mouth full, rather.
Darren has this notebook out. He looks over and he goes, "Not hungry." He goes back to writing in his little notebook.
How can you not be hungry? Whatever.
Come, food. It's fuel for the mind.
He ignores you.
The little crab thing just gets up in its little hind things and kind of walks over and it's a little rude gesture and turns around and walks off. Should put a picture of that in there so people know what the hell I'm talking about. Here, Clancy, get down. Just leave him alone. He's fine.
Ironically, that's exactly what I had pictured in my mind.
So, what does everybody have planned for today?
Hawthorne does not make eye contact. She's just staring down at her plate as she talks. Foraging, maybe look for work.
Docks are good for that. That's where I'll be going.
I've been meaning to take a walk around town and see what's on the outer fringes of the settlement.
Well, if you'd like some company, I'd love to go for a walk and see what's in the area. I'm still trying to learn this new area.
Ooh, I can show you around town. That would be great.
That'd be great. I'd love also to stretch Lula's legs at the same time. Have I introduced you all to Lula yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lula, come on in. All of a sudden you hear... And... Couch moved. Couch from the porch got up and walks in the room. And...
I knew I didn't see that before.
Helios drops their muffin.
Large, giant metal weasel walks in the room. This is Lula. He's my about the size of a large Saint Bernard, but this is my friend, This is my Lula. We're going to go out and make something of ourselves. We'd go out and stretch our legs. We're still trying to work some kinks out.
Helios has sparkly anime wonder eyes as they quietly continue to put food into their mouth, staring at the construct.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Are you made of meat or are you made of metal?
Am I made of meat?
The crab is made of metal and the weasel's made of metal. Are you made of metal? Or did you make metal?
No. I'm made of. I'm made of meat. Yes. I mean, it looks at his hands and everything. No, I'm made of metal. I mean, I'm made of meat. I'm sorry, I'm very confused. No, I've just never been asked that before. No, I'm made of meat.
So cool.
Do you know many people made of metal?
Are there warforged in this world?
Yeah.
There were.
No, that's why I'm asking. I'd love to have a conversation with one of them. That'd be fascinating.
Seen a few. Haven't talked to them.
Oh.
I know y'all mentioned some of you were looking for work. You can always check with me at Blackwell. He's usually got some things that need doing. Mama June kind of speaks up before taking a bite out of a piece of toast. You're pretty sure she doesn't have any teeth, but her words come out clearly.
One does not question Mama June.
Even though there's no teeth, does the toast come back on?
The toast is gone, yeah.
Yes.
She's eating it.
At her literally saying that, you hear the journal like clap shut and Darren stand up. I think I'd like to meet this mayor. And he literally just starts heading for the door.
I'm sure the mayor is probably eating breakfast as well.
Helios will lean over to whoever's seated next to them.
Is it me or did that sound kind of ominous?
It definitely sounded ominous. Rowan is like halfway through making sandwiches out of the toast, sausages, and eggs, like just layering it all on there.
I don't feel like we need to keep an eye on that boy. That or play 3.
So if he's not eating breakfast, could I have his portion?
Yeah, this just shrugs.
Rowan slides one of the platters closer to Helios.
You notice that Turi has taken. He's eaten some, but not all of his food. He has wrapped some of it up, and he's held it up. And Clancy has grabbed it, and then walked behind him, walked behind Turi's back. Then you heard a little, and then he's come back around.
What does it do with the what does it do with the food if it's made of metal?
Oh, he was just storing it for me.
Hawthorne is looking at the professor that she mostly believes he's made of meat, but she isn't 100% sure.
That shell
There's
looks pretty hard.
She notes this.
What time of day would it be?
It's still morning. It's like, I would say probably getting towards 8 or 9.
And do we have the impression that he's off to go cause trouble with the local mayor?
Maybe. You don't know. You don't know that guy.
He's still in the
You
I
room.
don't know
Really?
this guy well
He doesn't
enough.
have dinner with you guys very often. Like,
He literally arrived like a day or two ago.
yeah, like he hasn't been
Are you
there
still
that
in the
long.
room, or did you leave?
Actually, right before he leaves, he will look down at Mama June and say, "Thank you for your hospitality," and walk out the door.
Of course, darling. Don't.
See, now that makes it sound even more ominous.
Question is it intentional? Because if it's
I'm-
intentional, it's very well done. If it's unintentional, it's more than vaguely worrying.
I'm thinking we probably should follow after him.
But Anise
For
was
no
going to
other
show us
reason.
around town.
I know, but we don't want to be, accomplices by association. Trust me, accomplices is not a place you want to be. So I've heard.
Wait, wouldn't we have to be with him to be accomplices? So if we
Yeah.
weren't with him,
Just being in the same, it's a long story. Why don't we go for a walk now? That would be great. Gets up and he's brushing off his. Thank you, Mom. Yes, I will help clear these gates when we come back, but I really think we should go keep an eye on him so he doesn't cause problems for her.
oh,
June.
Hawthorne will get up to follow, but it is not clear if she's more interested in Darren or in the metal or in these metal animals that she's fascinated by.
With the professor mentioning not making trouble for Mama June, that kind of earns a little serious frown of thought from Helios as they look over to her and then look over to Anise.
Now that you said something, now something's gonna happen. Why would you go and say that?
Better to err on the side of paranoia. That's what I say. You don't live a life this long without preparing.
It's just blinks at that, like, okay.
I could be wrong. He could be going over there to sing him a song. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's go be surprised.
Be my job.
Oh, I don't think he's going to sing them a song.
I don't either, but we're trying to get everybody to go, so let's go.
Alright, Mr. Paranoid.
It's not paranoid if it actually happens. It's only paranoid if it's wrong.
Well, I think it's wrong.
there's only one way to find out.
I think it's amusing that you're claiming some sort of responsibility for complete strangers.
I'm more concerned about association. Let's just say it's something I've dealt with before, and it's not something I wish to deal with again.
Y'all are staying at the same house, Mama June says, nomming kind of aggressively on a piece of sausage. Also eating with her bare fingers, much like Hawthorne.
Hawthorne's like, finally someone who gets it.
Helios is standing up to leave and like rapidly chipmunking some food and grabbing some muffins and biscuit to juggle in their hands to take on the road.
This is gonna grab a nice, fresh, shiny apple out of the middle of the array and take a bite out of it. Alright, and stand up. Alright, let's go. I know where we need to go.
Darwin stubbornly makes herself a third sandwich before getting up.
If I'm gonna go fully loaded. Here we go. I'm picturing like a Scooby-Doo sandwich type thing.
Not quite that large. That would be rather unwieldy filled with sausage and egg, but you get the idea.
That
It's
is
definitely the idea.
That is definitely a sandwich that Hawthorne and Helios have tried to make for themselves at some point.
Okay. Darren, you have a head start towards the mayor's house.
Yes.
Are you asking for directions, or just trying to go by feel? How you get into the mayor's house?
He probably would stop and ask directions from someone.
There's something innately funny with the idea of Dark Darren heading purposefully into town and then stopping to ask for directions.
Didn't think that through.
You stop to ask for directions. A young man will point you down the block. But that does give some time for the people who were staying at the house with you to start to catch up to you.
As he points it out, do I see them following me?
I mean, are y'all stealthing?
I'm assuming this is the kind of party that's going to be like literally walking down the street calling his name and waving their arms.
Janice isn't gonna bother to stealth because everyone else is loud.
It's like there is no point to stealth right now.
Hawthorne gets about 10 feet away, and shouts out, "The turtle thought you had bad intentions."
You're not going to murder the mayor, are you?
Various people who have been
Literally.
working all just turn to stare at you all.
I'm gonna be a good
Hi.
15 feet behind them, strumming on my lute, wondering.
Doctor, Professor Turi's just here with his mouth open, going, looking at each other, going, looking at him, looking at them, like, well, that's
Helios
awkward.
is waving to the gawkers.
Darren does a very hard face palm and looks at him. I don't even know who they are, I promise. And just walks off.
That's not a no.
I do.
Right, so I think subtlety might be something we might all want to practice at this moment.
Y'all need to practice it, not me.
What? It was a legitimate question.
True.
but
Not something you might want to scream at the top of your lungs, but
that.
Huh.
It wasn't at the bottom. It wasn't at the top of my lungs. I was speaking from my mid-range.
Like kind of the diaphragm region, like right.
Helios is like motioning at their chest.
Mm-hmm. Said very helpfully.
Darren is definitely doing that fast walk to try to keep ahead of him and away from him.
Anise has a long stride with her long legs, so she will easily be able to keep up with them.
Professor Turi is actually a very short turtle. I'm only like 5 foot, so I'm stuck with everybody else in the back.
Hawthorne is going to continue to follow, but fall behind Rowan. And since we're trying to keep up pace, she is she keeps filtering, going between walking regularly, but then sometimes she'll do a little bit on all fours, scampering, just for true goblin vibes. And like I say to Rowan, did you make that? Did you write that song, or did you hear it somewhere? One you were humming.
I am currently making it up. Maybe someday it'll actually be a song.
Do you write your own songs?
Well, I'm trying. It's surprisingly more difficult than you think.
never met the person who. I never met the people who write the songs before. Only the people who sing the songs other people wrote.
Well, I do that too.
Get the Barry Manilow song out of my head. Get the Barry Manilow song out of my head.
No clue what you're referencing.
Okay. You all make your way to the mayor's house. More or less together. Just more by happenstance. And you all following. It looks like Darren is your leader. Just because you're all following him.
The unintended leader. Darren will approach the door, and I feel like Darren will like knock on it and then turn to look, and there's like just this group of people standing behind him.
Yes.
And he's just gonna shake his head.
I'd like to do a perception check on Darren to see if he's secretly made of metal, and that's why the professor's interested.
Sure.
If that's the actual reason that's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 20. That's a 23 perception check.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he's made of meat. But he's wearing lots of metal, and that could be relevant.
Could be relevant. Okay. Still need to test the theory out.
There's a magnet.
When Darren looked back at us, Helios waves to them.
Darren most certainly does not wave back.
The door opens. A tall, broad man, middle-aged, kind of graying hair, well-groomed beard, piercing blue eyes, kind of looks you all up, sizing you all up very openly. Gives you a broad smile and steps out of the doorway.
Like an inviting gesture?
Yeah, he steps out of the doorway, inviting you all in. Why don't you all come in then?
And Darren will step inside.
You immediately
Popcorn.
notice he does not sound like a local.
Sounds more upper echelon, I guess, or like a different continent type thing.
Upper echelon.
I'm gonna rush in before the door closes.
Oh, okay. We're walking in. All right. Hi, I'm Helios.
Professor Terry. Well, stay outside.
I'll
So
also
cool.
walk in. Because why not?
I scurry in between people's legs like a cat.
Exactly how small are you?
3 feet tall.
Okay.
When walking on both feet.
If people, yeah, she's very adept at getting between people's feet without tripping them.
It's fine. It's just we've got a lot of relatively for their species not terribly tall people. So I had to ask.
And Anise is a giant among them.
Yes, I think you're the tallest by maybe what was it, a foot taller than Darren, but you're like at least 2.5 feet taller than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Helps her keep track of everyone else.
Yeah.
And Darren's no small man. I mean, he's 6'1". He's, a tall gentleman.
Janice is 6'5".
Giant woman.
Giant woman!
So yeah, Darren's gonna step inside, hoping that nobody follows him, but of course that doesn't happen.
No such luck.
Well, the mayor invited everybody in, so...
That's true.
He will actually invite you to a large dining room. To sit.
Hawthorne will find another piece of furniture that's not actually furniture to sit on.
You find a china hutch, or no, it's a sideboard.
Yeah, just kind of I lay on top of it, and sit on top.
I imagine that you climbed up onto this thing and you're still a foot shorter than the rest of us. It's probably not so, but...
Helios is going to lean over to Professor Turi.
So I feel like we should have discussed this earlier, but if he does try to do something to the mayor, I ought to let you know that I'm not really a violent person by nature.
Well, neither am I, but if nothing else, we could heal the mayor.
Oh, that I can do.
I'll restrain him. He says, under her breath to the others.
Darren has a seat.
He has a seat, everyone's just standing around watching.
Helios
Rowan
looks
is
around
going
at
to walk
everyone
in.
standing and watching and then promptly takes a seat as well.
Yeah,
Everyone but
Rowan's going to sit.
Hawthorne. Hawthorne with a giant ass dagger.
It wasn't a really, but its handle is made of bone. Of what kind of bone, you'll have to ask. And it wasn't even done maliciously. She just did it like it was normal.
What kind of bone is it? Mare bone.
Mayor bone?
Does the mayor have a seat too?
He does. He has a seat at the head of the table, kind of watching the people who have chosen to stand and shrugging his shoulders.
Darren will look over to him.
I assume Mama June sent you about the job.
Yes. Yes, she has.
What job?
That would be what we're here to
What we're
ask.
here
though.
for?
Didn't have the details. She said that you might be able to give us some information.
I mean, I thought we were here to make sure the mayor was safe.
Yes, that exactly. She sent us over here because she thought the mayor could give us some information. Looking over pointedly, with eyes getting a little wider. Just give us more information.
Oh, I didn't know a turtle's eyes could get that wide.
Darren will literally look over at the group and go, "Are you done?"
I don't know if we've even gotten started.
Hawthorne has been listening intentionally, but she is now gnawing on it. But she is now gnawing on a sausage that she stole from someone's plate before they walked out of Mama's room. Clearly ready to listen to whatever the mayor has to say, but whilst gnawing on a piece of sausage.
And Darren will look over back at the mayor and go, Mama June did say something about a job, but I also came here maybe seeking some information as well.
Fair enough. I have a job we are missing. There's Scepter of Serenity. It's kind of an idol. Mascot. It's a powerful artifact that means a great deal for the town that got stolen. But what information were you seeking?
Let me hear about the job first, and maybe then I can ask my questions. Do you have any information of how this idol went missing?
No, that's the fuckery of it, isn't it? It's the scepter. The scepter usually is in the town hall, next to the transponder tower. However, it went missing. It is a very powerful relic, and several groups have made tries at it before. Generally, shadow druids to the south. We can assume that something like that might have happened. They do have some claim to it.
What claim do the shadow druids have to the scepter?
They seek its destruction.
Why would they want to destroy something called the Scepter of Serenity?
It's a deep philosophical question that basically involves they feel the scepter gives off an unnatural air, keeping the nature of the swamp from swallowing that little town whole. They would rather be swallowed whole.
Are there any witnesses to the disappearance?
Unfortunately not, just a mark that was left.
All right, and how long ago did you notice?
Last evening.
Could we look at where it was stolen to see if we could find anything?
Of course.
And if we get it back, do we get money in return?
Yes, I was willing to pay a reward of 10 gold.
Okay, well, can we go check that area right now? Unless you have your question you want to ask first, or...
He might not need a ton of witnesses for this question. We should probably just start heading for the tower. Oh, it's this transponder tower, right?
Yes.
And what if he makes his move on the mayor?
Oh my lord, I am not going to try to kill the mayor.
When it's like already headed out the door, just like really?
Mayor kind of laughs. I would be interested to watch you try, but perhaps not now.
Okay, that sounded ominous too.
Are you saying it would be difficult because you're made of metal?
And with that, Professor Torrey walks out the door.
Everyone will wake up and be like, "What are you? I am not made of metal."
Not you,
What
the
are
mayor. Sorry, I know you're not. I know you're made of meat.
What?
You're made of meat. Sorry, am I wrong? If you're made of metal, I'm sorry.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm made of meat. I'm pretty sure the mayor is made of meat.
I look
Then
at
why
the
don't
mayor.
you ever eat?
I look at the mayor. Did he react to being said? Did he react to the made of meat thing?
He looks amused at this entire situation.
Hawthorne stares intensely at the mayor for about 5 seconds, trying to see looking for any tell. And then she jumps down from atop of where she shouldn't be, and walks out.
Oh, everyone's leaving. Okay.
Yes, we are. 'Cause
Bye. Helios walks out.
sorry for the paranoia. We'll leave you be. And Ennis will walk out.
With that, after they leave, once they leave, Darren will ask their questions. We can actually do that in Google Doc later, though.
Okay.
I don't have to do that right here.
Sure, as you wish.
Darren's first question is: so when's the first meeting of the metal people going to be?
That's what this campaign's gonna be, is this speaking of the metal people.
First time we meet an honest to God Warforged, Hawthorne's gonna lose it. As we're walking to the tower, because I need to inflict my character on everyone. I want to be beside Anise. I'm gonna say, oh, so why do you think it's paranoid? Because it's only paranoid if it's not true, and maybe it's true.
Well, if he's dead, then it's not paranoid.
Hawthorne does the rest of the walk in silence, clearly thinking this over intensely.
Definitely worth some deep thought. As you all head across the street towards the transponder tower, the bottom level is a large barn type area which serves as town hall. It's got some offices in it. Most are empty at this time of day, except for one, a tabaxi gentleman wearing robes kind of comes out. He looks a little confused at you all as you approach.
Yes, hello. We have been granted permission by the mayor to look at the crime scene.
And to ask a few questions, starting with, what's a transponder tower?
Oh.
Well, it's obviously made of metal. Just staring up at it.
Yeah, you guys look up. There is a large... you guys, the Spencer's gifts? Like the orbs with, the electric arcing through it? And if
Plasma orbs?
Yes, those. It's basically, there's a large one of those kind of rotating slowly above your heads. And a tower rising from it.
So basically everybody with hair is just basically
No,
afros everywhere?
It seems to be well grounded.
Touched it yet?
Yeah, it's well grounded. You can touch it if you want to. He might let you.
Also, I was gonna say if the tower was made of meat, that'd be very concerning.
Does he say you can touch it if you want to?
No, he looks at you all
Okay.
a little confused. Right now, you want to look at the crime scene.
The mayor mentioned that the Scepter of Serenity had gone missing, and it was right next to the tower.
Oh. I didn't know he was telling people about that. Sure, yeah, I can take you there.
Are dogs allowed inside?
Rory looks back.
I guess it depends on how well behaved the dog is.
It's well behaved. Well behaved as I am, at least.
I mean, in that case, I suppose.
Nods. Doesn't elaborate further.
And he leads you to...
Leans over and goes, "Are you referring to Lula?"
Oh no, I was referring to myself.
Oh, okay.
I can be a dog sometimes.
Okay.
So cool.
Thanks. It's helpful when you're looking for things.
Everyone is following their guide. I don't think I caught your name.
Oh, I'm Spock. Everyone calls me Spox. Spocky. The like. I primarily work on the transponder. And he points above him.
Also very cool.
Glad you appreciate it.
What's it do?
Well, it can be hard to get, because of where we're situated, it can be very hard to get any sort of magical communication across this area. So the transponder just helps boost spells of a divination origin.
That is really interesting.
Not the future telling sort, the communication sort.
I don't think anyone wants the future telling sword boosted. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Oh, I can see how that would be very, very interesting. He's looking, he's kind of glancing over, and he's putting his fingers up to his lips, and he's making little finger gestures in the air, like he's making little diagrams. He just waves his fingers. Okay, okay, yes. Where is this?
He shows you to a large pedestal with a glass case on it. At the bottom of the case is a crescent moon just burned into it. Burned into the bottom of basically a display case.
Does the burn look recent?
Yeah, it looks pretty recent.
Could I lean over to look at the symbol and make an Arcana check?
Sure.
While this is happening, there's a poof of smoke and Hawthorne turns into a dog.
All right. While he's doing his check, can I do a history check as well?
Yeah.
I don't know why it says guidance. I should not have that. But 17.
17's not bad. 13. Okay.
Yep, it's a 13 for me. The second roll would have been nice, but no. It's doing the thing where it's got me the automatic advantage again, and they changed it just enough that I'm not sure where to turn it off.
No, I put that on purpose.
It's roll 20.
I put
it's roll
automatic advantage on purpose.
Okay.
So, don't worry about turning it off, because that's...
I won't turn it off then, even if I do find it.
13, 17, yeah, you guys come to the same conclusions as the mayor did, that there are some, at least a few groups of shadow druids who believe that that civilization should be destroyed and everything should return to nature.
Nature anarchists.
Yeah.
That's a concept.
Hawthorne turns into a wild shapes into a dog. I think it's just like a poof of smoke, and then there's a small green mastiff where she was.
Helios is immediately distracted by Hawthorne the dog.
She sniffs at Hawthorne, at Helio a little bit, but then is like, no, focus. And I'd like to use, the reason I did this, because dogs get keen smell, which gives you advantage on perception checks to do with smell.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to sniff around a little bit.
Definitely.
To see if these thieves left anything behind.
Okay.
Okay, roll. I'm rolling physical dice. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
I
spent a lot of money on this, and I have to justify this bad purchase.
No worries. I trust y'all to manage your dice rolls in an above the table way.
Well, it's not great even with advantage, but that's a 14.
14. The faint smell of patchouli burns your nose.
Smell of what?
Patchouli. Like, just like herbs but like, kind of unpleasant way.
Fancy, yucky incense.
Fancy, yucky incense.
Huh, okay. Gonna see if there's anything else I can. If there's anything else I can do in this form, that's better. So if I'm back in hall.
You could follow the scent.
Yeah, she's going. Well, first, she's going to walk over. She's going to walk over to Lula, and she's going to try to do the thing where like dogs sniff each other's tails. You're gonna do that. Gonna do that for a little bit. Gonna do that for a little bit, and then get undistracted again, and then start to follow the scent.
Helios is following after Hawthorne, and as soon as Dogthorn looks at them, they're gonna look back wide-eyed.
May I pet you?
It's the most important decision of the campaign. Does she like?
Roll for pet.
She gives a very slow nod.
Helios will immediately begin gentle petting.
Probably
And she gets
time Darren walks in and goes, "Where the hell did you guys get a dog now?"
Oh, that's Hawthorne.
She's amazing.
I think she may have a lead.
I bark.
All right, girl, show us where we need to go.
Hawthorne feels mildly condescended too. It's
Mildly condescended as she's being actively pet.
She's a
That was with permission.
She's a hypocritical dog. Anise is better than Hawthorne is. And she's walking in the direction of the scent.
Okay.
Let's see where it goes.
Just a moment.
I can stay I can stay in this beast shape for an hour, or until I take 5 points of damage.
Yes.
Five kittens worth of damage.
5 kittens worth of damage. Okay, so roll me a survival just for shits and giggles.
It's a natural 1.
Okay.
The natural 1 for a total of 4, but a natural 1.
Just shat on the floor.
Okay, so you were following the scent, and you were following the scent, and you thought you had it, but towards the fish market it kind of fades, and all you smell is fish.
I do that like walk in a circle thing dogs do whenever they're trying walk in a circle thing, and then like lay down on the ground, and then I poof, and then I'm back into Hawthorne again. And then I stand up and like, scent ran out. But I think it was the druid. I think he was right. It is the druids because they had all of the stinky herb stuff that bad druids have, and not the fun herb stuff.
What's the fun herb stuff?
Hawthorne looks sheepish and looks away.
But here's a silly question:
I'll let you know.
Can the bad, smelly stuff only be bought in one area? No druidy stuff.
I'll describe what the smells were, so that everyone knows what they were.
After the description, can Darren make... Let's see. Can Darren make a history check to figure out, looking more towards after the description of the stuff that she describes, any other types of either cultures or creatures that might use this kind of incense?
Sure, you can roll a check for me. Just pick something that you feel is relevant. It affects the type of... Yeah.
Probably a history, I would say, with Darren's knowledge of things.
Sounds good.
You're not going to believe me. It's a natural 20.
Congratulations.
That will be the last one I ever roll.
And first start of the campaign, the first nat 20.
I had our one nat 1 and one nat 20.
What did you roll the 24?
Know that...
History.
Yeah, history. So you...
Jim was asking.
Oh, okay. I'll wait.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Good.
So you know that particular scent blend, you've run across it before, and it's usually used by a shadow druid group. Cult is a strong word, but might not be inappropriate.
Gang?
It called the Umbral Grove.
Umbral Grove?
Yeah, it operates within the depths of the Farsi swamp. It uses using the dense foliage and treacherous terrain as kind of cover for their activities. They tend to believe that nature must be purged of the influence of civilization, and they view cities, towns, and the encroachment of humanoids as a blight on the natural order.
So Darren would explain that. And then, and this is taking us towards the south. The scent seems like it's taking us towards the south part of the town.
The fish market, yeah.
And over there is it just boats and...
It is, yeah, but I mean, it's on the river and on, like, the swampy bayou, so it's entirely possible that whatever druid did this, I'm gonna give you with a natural 20, may have slipped into the water.
Gotcha. Perfect.
I don't suppose anyone has find object.
No.
I'd be able to take it after a long rest.
And after deducing that, Darren would definitely explain. He'd be like, well, so it seems like maybe our adversary here decided to make their way into the water and slip away somehow. Knowing druids and some of the skills that they have, wouldn't put it past them if they were some kind of aquatic creature.
I mean, even if they're not, all you need is a log. Maybe a reed.
A boat.
More obvious, but yes. There's enough of them going around that no one's necessarily going to notice one more.
Is there like a dock area? Is this like is there like I don't know, like a dock master or like anyone that you would expect to have been out on the water around the time, around the morning, around the time of the crime?
Yeah, there's a dock master, an old fisherman, kind of currently having a nap on a chair leaning against the market.
Hawthorne goes up to the old man, and then says, "Hey."
Yep, just resting my eyes. And he'll sit up, put his chair back on all four legs, and kind of look you over.
Did you see anyone enter the water today, earlier, around the morning time, or last night?
Kind of thinks for a moment.
I might have turned into a fish. Maybe used the boat. Not clear. Presumably, but not definitely made of meat.
Presumably, but not definite. All right. Well, I don't know about anything.
Let's just round it out to. Have you seen anything odd this morning?
Or last night?
Anytime recently, really.
Other than what's happening right now.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think I did see look like a swamp rat kind of drop into the water last night. I thought it was weird. Usually the swamp rats don't come this close, but
You see if it went, which direction it went at all?
yeah, of course. And he will point northeast. That direction. Looks like it was heading towards the gateway.
And is northeast, is that land or is that water?
It's both. It is there is the river kind of goes across, and there is land next to the river. So there's a road that leads this way.
So there is a road that goes in that direction.
Yep. As well as the river.
So,
road might be a strong word, actually, but there is a path.
yeah, I figured that's what you meant. So Darren's actually gonna head in that direction. There's a little bit past. He said the gates, right? Or what? The gate?
He said the swamp's gateway.
Yes, the gateway. I'm gonna head a little bit past that. I'd like to make a survival check to see if I can see any swamp rat prints anywheres.
Okay.
And that goes to figure. That's a 6.
So you
Can I
have.
make an
Oh, good.
Can I make an investigation check to see if I find any tracks?
Sure.
Assist.
I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna
say, you guys just want to give me advantage on survival?
Sure.
Okay, I can give you advantage. That's fine.
Can I hit you with guidance?
Yeah, that would be good.
A Hawthorne puts a green hand on you. Puts a large green hand on you, and says like, "Remember, it's probably made of meat." And that's a D4. I think you hear a little like a starry twinkle in your ears from nowhere in particular.
Helios is going to lean over to Rowan.
So, are we supposed to be helping him, or are we still suspicious of him?
We're supposed to be helping. We have to find the druids.
It's 10 plus 4 plus 3, so 17. A lot better than the 6.
6.
Okay. As you all head out into the swamp. You guys head out of town through a kind of dilapidated boardwalk area known as the Swamp's Gateway. The wooden path is crumbling under your feet and tricky. You do find you find a lot of tracks. There's a lot of animals that kind of live on the edge of the swamp towards civilization. But you do find a set of swamp rat tracks that don't meander the same way that other animal tracks usually do.
I think we've discovered our culprit. I'll follow.
Okay.
I will follow.
Helios is following the followers.
Following along.
Also following and has put the loot more securely across her back rather than actually having it, out and playable.
Sure enough.
And
So-
Darren is still trying to figure out how he got so inspired by the fact that someone told him that it wasn't meat, or it was meat that he was looking for.
Somehow it was helpful.
How does that even help me? That just does.
So, we're looking for a group of people who don't like groups of people.
Kind of, yeah. We're a group of people looking for a group of people that don't like a group of people.
I feel like they haven't really thought through their belief structure.
That's usually how it works.
I mean, if you could turn into a swamp rat, I suppose you could make an argument for when you're not in human form.
As someone who's turned into a swamp rat many times, basements are actually pretty chill.
Huh. I hadn't thought about the change of perspective.
To eat a lot of cheese off of the floor. And if the people are gone, you don't get the floor cheese.
Is floor cheese better than table cheese?
When you're a rat,
I guess I never looked at it that way.
But if you're a rat and you had the opportunity to eat table cheese, would you still prefer the floor cheese?
Hawthorne is again lost in thought.
That sounds like it depends on the cheese scenario.
Oh, that's true.
Does Hawthorne seem to be having any issues getting through the swamp?
No, she's extremely adept at it.
Okay.
She actually, you probably noticed that while her jitteriness is still there, it definitely, whenever we were out in nature, it definitely cooled off a bit.
Okay. Are you guys taking any special precautions or just trudging on through?
Oh, I'm taking all the special precautions. I'm trying to be as late as I can.
Yeah, I would definitely like stealth.
Stealth? Okay. You guys want to roll me?
Rowan is also attempting to stealth, and she's adjusted her long skirts so that they are a good, 5 inches shorter than they were when they were in town.
Stealth. That's funny.
Yes, it's probably going to go badly.
I'm gonna, before we do this group stealth check, I'm going to cast guidance again on, I'm gonna cast a guidance this time on Turtle Friend.
That would be good.
On Turtle Friend, because I assume you're rocking that disadvantage. Put a hand on your shell and say, maybe you'll get to eat floor cheese as a rat someday. And you again hear the twinkling in your ears.
Oh, sounds nice.
So, quick question, just from looking around as everyone starts to shift into stalking mode. Who seems to be the most inept at stalking?
I would say Anise.
Oh,
Okay. Then as Hawthorne is giving Turi a pep talk, Helios is going to look over at Anise and realize that they're both having a hard time. I think maybe if we follow in their footsteps and kind of do what they do, and I'm going to spend a sorcery point to twin spell guidance on both of us.
Oh, wait, I thought you meant...
No, I'm.
Oh wait, I know what class you are. You don't need help with stealth.
I don't need help. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. I didn't quite hear that.
So that would be Darren, who is probably the most not good at stealth besides Professor.
I'm still not entirely sure that you're not out to kill the mayor or someone, but you're kind of making a lot of noise stomping through the sludge, and I know what that's like because I'm making a lot of noise, and I think we could both use some help.
Oh, shit. Oh, well. Thank you for the improvement. I now have got a 7.
what a 3.
Did you roll your D4?
Oh, I did not. That's right. I gotta roll my d4. Forgot about that.
Hawthorne got a 19.
Rowan got an 11.
I got an 8.
I got a 7. I can add. Ugh. I got a 5. Basically, I got a rock.
All right. Why doesn't everyone put me on the map, or put themselves on the map rather, on the boardwalk if you would like. If I could get a marching order, that'd be great.
I'd probably be in the lead because I'm the one trying to track the thing.
Look at
Are we going right to left or left to right? Apparently, we're going right to left. Wait a second.
As
Yeah,
I always forget how to do this. How do you put it? How do you put a token on?
You should just be able to grab your name and then drag it onto the board.
Do I have? Is Hawthorne out there?
No. So if you click on your journal and then your name and drag to wherever you want on the spot.
There we go.
There you go.
Alright, we're putting you back a little bit.
Yep, that works for me.
I love D&D parties because they always look like a friend group where no one could agree on what the outfit theme was.
Nice.
I love just like how stylish Darren and Anise and Rowan are, and the professor's professorly garb and all that, and the Hawthorne's just out here truly looking like a swamp creature.
I look like a townie who's just happy to come along.
Out of the water, kind of splashing a lot, a large frog person appears, looking you all over. Kind of aggressively waving a spear.
Whoa.
I wave back.
Hello. You haven't happened to see any mean druids pass this way, have you?
It does not appear to speak your language.
I'll say the same thing in Aquan.
The turtle just starts gurgling.
As two more frog people appear out of the swamp.
Oh, you brought friends.
Looking at you aggressively.
I either asked the same thing or I said something bad about their mother. I don't know. Maybe my Aquan's off.
I feel like you should really know what that distinction is if you're going to speak in someone's language.
Does it look like does it look like it's popping off?
Yeah, you're a local, aren't you? You're from this swamp?
Yeah. Somewhere, some swamp community.
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
That's 7.
7. Bullywugs tend to be unreasonable, and this looks like an ambush.
Well, unless anyone objects, I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt. Unless anyone has a strong objection to that.
Nope.
As soon as Hawthorne mentions casting magic, there's a glow around Helios that is kind of like... There's a brief glow of golden light around him that abruptly turns into like a smoky, fiery flare as I cast mage armor on myself.
Oop.
Hawthorne waves her hands in the air, and like little starlight is left behind. Oh, did we lose someone?
Yeah,
I
looks
think
like...
Jay dropped off.
Uh-oh.
She'll probably be back.
Yep.
Hawthorne waves her hand in the air, and there's like a mist of stardust in the air, and then she forms it she forms it into a spear, and then she chucks that spear at the lead bullywog.
Okay. Is it attack saving throw?
That's an attack.
Okay.
That's an 18.
18 hits.
That is that is 17 damage.
17. Nice. Yeah, you take a good chunk out of the bullywug in front, I presume.
Yes.
Which lets out a screeching "Whoa!" And yeah, you find you guys. I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative, actually.
Woo!
Oh, way ahead of him.
That bullywog, whoever attacks it next, will have advantage on it.
Let's put a marker on it.
Also, that was one. I have a special. There's a Star Druid thing that lets you cast Guiding Bolt twice a day without using a spell slot, and that was my first one of those.
Okay.
DM, I got a message that said you wanted to send the result to this roll turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Yeah, you have to click on your token before you roll initiative.
God dang it, son of a biscuit.
All those rolls 1 foibles I also forgot, so I got the same one.
This feels appropriate.
Ah, son of a biscuit, I like the first one.
Okay, so as we roll into initiative, Ennis, you're up first.
Alright, so we got some frogs that are assholes. So I will take out my short bow. Or, well, no, you know what? We're front and center with a swashbuckler. So I'm just gonna, the first one, he's fucked up, right?
Yeah, the front one in front, he looks pretty fucked up.
Alright, I'm gonna go right up to him, draw my short sword, and just start attacking him.
Okay.
You'll have advantage on that one from the Guiding Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Which also triggers sneak attack if you hit.
Good, I need it because I rolled a nat 1 for my first.
Oh.
So that's an 18.
18 definitely hits.
Alright, and that's max damage for a total of 9 piercing.
Okay. So the bullywug definitely dies. As it does, it slumps off into the water, its body hitting the water and starting to sink. Bleeding.
It sounds like a bad idea.
I'm gonna growl at the other two as a bonus action.
Sure. They look indifferent to the fact that their leader just got got.
Okay, well, they're gonna get got too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that will end my turn because I don't have much at level 3.
Okay. Level 3.
Level 3.
This one's going to move up to you, and it's going to attempt to grapple you. So if you want to roll athletics or acrobatics to evade.
Gonna roll acrobatics. Whew, that's a 24. I rolled a 19 on die. Nice.
Okay.
These dice that I picked out for her are really rewarding me. I can't wait to fail miserably.
So that would succeed, but it rolled a natural 20.
Ah, shit.
So he's gonna chuck you off the boardwalk.
Okay, guess I'm swimming with a dead body now. Good thing I know how to swim.
Yeah. It's probably fine. That's his turn. Darren, you're up.
Alright, Darren's going to pull out the blade from his sheath on his back. It's going to form a purplish aura, and he's going to toss an Eldritch Blast towards this sucker right here.
Okay.
And it stopped. That is a 15.
15 just misses.
Darn. He is going to move right there.
Okay.
And that is his turn.
Sounds good. Rowan, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to sneak up here.
Actually, hold on a second. Okay, yep, no, go ahead.
Okay. And I am going to cast... Let me double check. I'm not sure if I'm in range yet. Which is... haven't used this tool in just long enough. Here we go. Okay. I can only hit one. Alright, so I'm going to hit this one. The one that's closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
With Bane.
Okay.
Because spells is bard thing, apparently.
Can you post the spell description? Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Charisma saving throw.
Yes. Frogs with charisma saving throws. I am hoping that I'll win. I do have to look up my DC, though.
It
Everyone
rolled,
goes, hi!
it rolled a 0.
Does it even matter what my DC is?
No, it rolled a 0. Okay.
Okay. So the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled. All these new spells. Sorry, I'm still getting used to them. Okay, I think that is probably about it for me, and I'm pretty sure I used my full movement there, so...
Okay.
This turn.
This guy. It's gonna move there. And try to attack Darren with a spear. Okay, so that's going to be a 15 to hit. Does a 15 hit, Darren?
Sorry, I was muted. That missed.
Okay. That's his turn.
Question: Does it look like is Anise in any danger because she's in the water?
Roll a perception or nature.
My perception's better. That's a 24.
So you spot something that not many other people have. This flat fuck, some might say. There we go. Is there. And it looks like the bullywug was expecting that the crocodile would probably finish the job.
Could I cast Shape Water? Could I cast Shape Water on the square that Anise... I'll check if I got...
You want to do like the Moana thing?
No, I didn't mean it. I drew. I just drew. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I did not mean to do that.
That's okay. It's... boom.
Thank you. Okay, I got... Could I just Shape Water and huck her back onto the bridge?
Yeah, you want to pull like a Moana thing? Just pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay, I put her back there. Do I have any bonus action spells? Oh, and then as a bonus action, I take out... Would you allow me to cast Shillelagh on a dagger? It's technically supposed to just be a staff.
I'll allow it. Why not?
And then I cast Shillelagh on my dagger.
Okay.
And it starts to glow. And that's my turn.
Sounds good. That guy's dead. And doesn't get a turn. Professor, you're up.
Alright, so... I am going to pull out a can in his apron and cast and to do grease. So let me press the button so I'll show you what the hell is. And spell save DC 12.
Okay.
So he's got to do a dexterity saving after I roll.
After you roll.
Yep. The screen's frozen. 1 second. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't see anything where you need to roll.
Okay, well, that's probably a good thing my screen's frozen because I can't do anything.
I do need you to tell me where you're throwing it.
It's the one that's in the center, above the Darren icon. You can't see where I'm looking at. He's got the little black and white hash mark
Okay.
right above him. That one, yep.
Sounds good. So he'll roll a dexterity saving throw. And succeed. So he remains standing. Anything else for your turn?
No, I'm going to stay there and I'm not going to do anything with the others.
Okay. Helios, you're up.
Okay. Hustle forward a little bit, and I'm going to call out. So, right, my mind's still not made up about you, but I don't necessarily want to see you get hurt by any of these, and Anissa's always nice to me, so, be careful. And I'm going to bonus action Twin Spell Sanctuary on both of them.
Okay.
Let me pull the thing back up. There we go. So they are both warded. Oh yeah, it's not concentration. Cool. Anything that tries to attack them has to make a wisdom save. If they fail, they have to attack someone else, or they lose the attack.
Okay. Also, if the warded creature makes an attack, casts a spell that affects an enemy, or deals damage to another creature, the spell ends.
Ah, right. So it protects them for one turn.
Okay.
And then... Oh yeah, that guy in the grease. I'm going to look at him because I have an action. I know this is your home turf, but your footing doesn't look all that secure. And I'm going to cast Mind Sliver. It has to make a intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
Oh no, this is a cultured bullywog, and he's really smart.
Just like he's very charismatic, right?
He's confused by what you say, and it immediately gives him a headache. Roll damage.
3 psychic damage, and he is at minus 1d4 from the next saving throw he makes before the end of my next turn. I believe he's also baned as well, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the baned frog.
Oh no.
This is a cursed frog. This is such a cursed frog.
Ribbit, I say. Ribbit.
And is that your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Annis, you're up.
Thanks for that, and then I'm gonna attack this other one.
Sanctuary immediately ends.
Yeah, I didn't think about the turn order when I did that.
That's why you're fighting bullywugs.
Alright, unnatural 20.
Oh, that definitely hits.
7 piercing.
Okay.
And I am... Nah, I'll stay where I am.
Okay, sounds good. Anything with your bonus action?
You know what? I'll disengage. You know what? Fuck it. I will disengage and move. Shit. Where can I move?
Nowhere?
Never mind. I can't really do anything on here.
Yeah,
so
fair
I'm
enough.
just gonna hold. I'm gonna stand my ground, and I'm just gonna growl at him again, and whatever.
Okay, so I forgot to add this guy to initiative. So I'm putting him at 0. He's just gonna move forward. Annis, you're closest. So he's gonna try and do a reach attack on you and try to bite you. It's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So it's going to be 7 piercing damage. and you are currently restrained.
Bad choice.
Darren, you're up.
So, one's getting attacked by a crocodile. Pollywog's cursed. And she's also engaged with another. Okay.
And the cracked old wooden boardwalk in front of you is covered in grease.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm going to cast Misty Step and come up behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take a swing at the back of him with my blade.
Sounds good.
That is with advantage. That's 17 or even better, 22.
That definitely hits.
That is 6 plus 5. That's 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay, that bullywug is dead.
And let me take a spell slot. Alright, and that is my turn.
Okay.
Actually, you said the Pollywog's dead, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna take 5 feet of movement to get closer to the fucking alligator.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just moving it so we can see easier.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
Okay. Rowan, you're up.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just studying the turn order a bit here. I am going to pull out my loot for a second here. And bonus action Bardic Inspiration because Bard. I will figure this character out, I swear. And I guess I'm going to give it to Hawthorne because they're next.
Okay. How are you inspiring Hawthorne?
How am I inspired by it? I am singing a battle song.
Okay.
Little loot. Because why not?
Anything else for your turn?
So, am I correct in thinking it's like a bonus action to switch from a musical instrument to a weapon? If I wanted to, like, pull my dagger and stab the frog.
I think it's a free action. I'll allow it.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to take the 2 squares forward once I can get my token back to select and move. And stab the frog with a dagger.
Okay, first you need to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dex check. Dex save.
Yeah. You stepped in the grease.
Oh no!
Okay, so you're knocked prone before you can make your attack.
Do I get to add half my proficiency bonus to this ability check? No, it's not a saving throw. Okay. Okay, I am knocked prone. That went well.
Okay.
At least I baned the damn frog. Okay, that's turn.
Frog is starting its turn in the grease. Enters or ends. Okay, so. It's going to attack you, Rowan, at advantage because you're prone. Okay, these dice might not be used against players anymore.
It sounds like this is gonna hurt.
So that was a natural 20.
Ouch.
Oh, God.
I don't suppose I could react and brain it with the loot.
That's not a reaction.
I didn't figure.
How I would react.
Pretty much.
8. So that's going to be 15 points of piercing damage. For its spear attack.
Level 3. Level 3.
This is why you watch out for the grease on the floor, guys.
Natural 20, guys. And it's going to try and bite you.
First is.
Advantage, of course.
Yep. It's going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Would the Bane lower the attack roll?
Yeah, Bane would.
Yay!
The natural 20 would still hit, but let's see here.
But the next one, it's minus 1d4.
Yep. Do you want to roll it?
Jill?
Me?
Yeah. Roll 1d4.
See, I remember how to do this.
No, slash goes before the R.
Been so long. 3.
Nice.
Okay, so it'll be a 15 to hit.
That is my armor class.
Oh,
Damn it.
Bummer.
It was worth a shot.
yep.
Yep.
So that's going to be 2 points of bludgeoning damage as it bites you, but his teeth are not very sharp.
At least it was the frog, not the alligator, I suppose.
Hawthorne, you're up.
Okay, this is a fun, cool situation we have found ourselves in. How hurt does Rowan look?
Pretty.
Okay, I guess
I mean, it's. I'm not gonna die immediately, but if it stabs me like that again with the spear, I'll die.
Okay, well, we have, as we discussed, 3 healers, so I can push that onto them and try to kill it.
Isn't the other healer the one that's on the ground getting bit?
Also,
One of the 3 healers is currently the one that's close to death.
No, that's an excellent counter argument.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Counterpoint, one of the other healers is going to be going up in 2 turns.
Okay, I am going to choose violence.
I like the way you think.
I'm going to choose
I
violence.
appreciate it.
Instead, I'm going to try to murder the person who's trying to murder my new friend. And I'm going to cast a guiding bolt again.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 13 to hit. I'm going to add my bardic inspiration. It's a d6 right now, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 5 for a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Nice.
18 didn't hit. I was going to be scared.
If 18 doesn't hit at level 3, we've got issues.
That's 4, 3. Can I do basic math? 13 damage.
Alright. That's a dead frog.
Yeah. I'm gonna take one step forward because I don't want to get in the grease. I'm gonna take one step forward because I don't want to get in the grease, and I think that's my turn.
Okay. Professor, you're up.
All right. So, quick question. I have Clancy on the board. Clancy is usually riding with me. So, will his movement count as part of my movement?
Generally don't keep the tiny... So Clancy's like an inch big, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him on the board unless you plan on using him in combat. Are you planning on using him in combat?
He's part of this. Use him as like part of the spell flare. So I don't know how you want to figure that.
Let's just use Theater of the Mind for that instead of keeping him on the board.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna leave him over there. I'm gonna move up a bit and not go into the grease, but I'm just gonna move up enough. And I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Anise. And what happens is Clancy pulls off the top little base of its shell, and there's a little mirror there. Basically, it's reflecting the light into the alligator's eyes, and that's what keeps reflecting it.
Okay.
That is a spell save.
It'll come into effect if the alligator.
Wisdom saving throw. Hopefully, it's not a wise alligator.
Who knows?
And that's it. I'm not going to do anything else.
Okay.
Still have to move up.
Helios, you're up.
Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. Oop, sorry, Professor. One moment. And I'll kneel down and reach out and put a hand on Rowan. You look like you could use a hand up. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. Ah, that's how I cast. There we go. 7 points of health.
Yay. Thank you.
Glad to help. And yeah, I'll hang out over there.
Okay.
Doing all right, Anise?
He's struggling with
Actively,
the alligator.
actively in a crocodile's mouth, but
Right.
she's fine.
With friggin' Darren over there swinging his sword. She's not okay. She's not okay.
This is kind of like I've had worse.
It's just a
Anise has
crocodile.
literally been tossed around like the last turn.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you
It's
get
like
the
a moth
feeling
bit
that she
back
might be
home.
kind of used to wrestling alligators. like the way she acts is kind of like she's like, this is just an inconvenience and it's pissing her off. There's no fear in her eyes.
Oh man, speaking of, it is the crocodile's turn. Alright, it has to roll a wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna use the big Gathunker. That's a 19. Apparently this
Damn.
crocodile does do,
I had the Gandalf of crocodiles.
He's gonna start doing death rolls.
He's real excited about the food that is in his mouth and does not care that someone is trying to blind him. He's gonna bite.
He gonna bite.
I'm gonna bite you.
That's gonna be a 16.
Yeah, that hits.
7 points of piercing damage.
Woo!
Chomp chomp.
I'm at 4 HP, everybody.
That's fine. We've got 3 healers.
We're gonna be okay.
Don't worry, Denise. You'll be fine.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna stab this fucker in the fucking head. Hope he doesn't move out of the way.
You get sneak attack because I'm next to him.
I get sneak attack!
Because he's
Hell
flanked.
yeah!
He is flanked.
Does a 16 hit?
Sure does.
Hey, I'm gonna roll my attack. Alright, 8 plus 2d6. That is 19 points of piercing damage.
Annoyed. In one fell strike, you know exactly the spot in its brain to drive that dagger point home. And you kill a crocodile in one hit.
Right up through the eye.
Hey. See, I'm fine. Everything's fine as she's bleeding out.
Hawthorne is going to use the dead bullywog as a bridge through the grease.
Mm-hmm.
Hop off of it. Put a hand on Anise and cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds. I'm assuming that we don't want to take a short rest, right? I'm assuming we just want to keep trucking.
That's up to the party.
I get.
Checking something. Oh no, my sorcery points refresh on a long rest. Alright, I'm indifferent.
Does anyone want to take a short rest, or do you want to keep going? Is whatever the party wants. Whatever y'all.
Well, let's at least get off the bridge, and then maybe find a spot to get a short rest.
I mean, we could do that, or we could just heal Denise up and keep going.
Yeah, I
Just
can
in
do.
case there's more gators.
Okay, I'm gonna hit Anise with the 2nd level Cure Wounds. Because I
Good, she's
remember
gonna need
what.
it. Alright, how much am I?
I rolled high. I heal for 16.
Yeah, that I believe brings me to full.
And also, before we get off of the bridge, Hawthorne is going to take a chunk of alligator skin.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you don't get good alligator skin like that every day. You don't want it to go to waste. Puts it in her pocket, and is like, out. And, we head out.
For shits and giggles, roll me a survival check.
Well, hey, you're a druid, Hawthorne. You should be good at this. That's an
guidance.
Oh. Thank you.
I just kind of put my hand on Hawthorne's shoulder as I lean over to see what she's doing. Oh, that's disgusting.
That is a 11. No, 12.
Okay, you get a hunk of alligator skin.
She looks pleased.
What are you gonna do with that?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good
Make
answer.
some
Huh?
leather.
You never know what you could use. You never know what you can use this stuff for. It is a perfectly good. If we had time, if we weren't on a job, I'd see if I'd strip it for meat, but you don't have that kind of time. Alligator
Now that
meat's
I have-
tasty.
Oh, now that I have thoroughly killed the alligator, I'm gonna pry some big teeth out of it as my winnings.
Yeah, sure.
How many teeths do I pull?
Roll me a survival check.
That's a 6.
6 teeth. Okay. As you all decide to continue trekking on, we're gonna call it for this evening.
That sounds good.
Hey, good game.
Cool.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun game.
I love all these characters. I'm so excited for them to
Me too.
a dysfunctional found family.
I almost died from an alligator.
Level 3.
This is me trying to remember how to rogue. Rob is like whispering in IMs to me. Remember to do this! Remember to do that! Because he's only hearing my side of the conversation. And I'm just like, yeah, I forgot to do some things.
I need to learn how to play healer. Sanctuary is Sanctuary is a very timing dependent spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to learn how to bard. I'm fairly sure there were like 4 other things I could do, but I can't.
When I swapped from Alchemist to Battlesmith, apparently I neglected to pick any offensive things, because I had offensive when I was an Alchemist. And I was like switching over and I'm like, okay, all right. Crap. Oh, crap. Okay, I got grease. Grease? Okay, I'm too far away to run up and really slash any grease? Okay.
So question.
Grease.
You have grease. Do you have firebolt?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Because I was going to think of going at the torches, but then people ran up towards it. I'm like, nope. So if I set it on fire, it's going to set other people on fire, and I'm like, nah.
I'd prefer not to be on fire, even in swamp.
Fire
Yeah.
is not good.
I wish I had cast. Here's the thing. Here's how I could have done better. Is that I could have, if I had opened up by fairy fire, we could have had advantage on all 3 of them. But I was bloodthirsty.
Well, and I couldn't get close enough at the beginning to cast Bane on all, because I could have hit all 3 frogs at once. But I had too much distance, so it's like, I gotta figure out not being in the way back, so I'm not too far away that I can't cast. Because I was not expecting that to take like 30 feet. I'm like, okay.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to figure out how this collection of. It's gonna be fun.
Let's
to,
see.
Motley
People.
Crue.
Yeah.
We're gonna
both
go
like
with
how to-
Motley Crue.
Yeah. Yeah. As I feel very sorry that Darren, who is very, very cool, doing his Dracula Alucard thing. It has to deal with my fucking goblin being like, "Are you made of meat?"
I think it's glorious.
I love that it's like it's like a bunch of gremlins and then some like grimdarks. It's great.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's like
It's like,
got-
what even is this? No one's party together. It was all Mama June.
and yeah, someone's like, whoa, he's just gonna go talk to the mayor. No, he's gonna go kill him.
I was like, I don't know how that conclusion came about, but I love it.
I meant this was just like an offhand comment, and then it was like, no.
It's the story,
Okay.
Anders
bad
doesn't
news-
know
the
what to
good-
make of this story. 'Cause it's like, there's so many childish people. They all need to be taken care of.
Helios is not that smart. They're very earnest, but not that smart.
Hawthorne is good at what she's good at.
All I gotta say is I'm glad I didn't take one of the options I was gonna do for Curry was he was going to have an artificial leg. Are you made of metal? As
Guys-
mostly not.
You guys never really did get an answer from that mayor, though.
It's true.
I feel like the whole metal versus meat is going to become an ongoing conspiracy.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
I legitimately want to doodle that. Just metal or meat?
I also love, I don't know, it's just the like,
I'm adding an art channel for you all.
We definitely have some fun, kind of quirky dynamics in here.
And they fit together too. It's actually the good part about it is they meld really well.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Mhm.
But I have to go to bed because I have to go. I am working probably by myself tomorrow for check-in. So, speaking of fun
All right,
times,
well, thank you for game.
Because I don't work until 1 tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah, I'm feeling the 10 o'clock. Have a good night, everyone. Looking forward to the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
me
night,
too.
everyone. Great game.
Have a good night.
yeah.
Thanks for game.
Night.